Welcome back to CryptosRus. I am George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market open stream today. I'm going to be talking about all the reasons, and there are major reasons why it's a great time to be buying Bitcoin and why you should be buying right now. So, let's do this. Welcome, guys. The market bell has just rung, and today we're off. We're off to the races. So far right now, it's looking green. Yesterday was kind of mixed. Tech was barely in the green, everything else in the red. But there are several things that are coming up. Major things, actually. I did see this. India becomes the fourth country to land on the moon. So that's terrific. All the conspiracy theorists that say we did not go to the moon or ever been to the moon, well, maybe, I don't know what they're going to say about this. Okay, so this was done live, so that's good. But what does this have to do with Bitcoin? Well, India happens to be part of BRICS, and the BRICS Summit is ongoing right now. And one of the major things that will be discussed in the summit is how to reduce the dollar reliance, because basically right now every country on the planet is making trades with the USD, right? USD is the reserve currency of the world, and it's used for everything, buying oil and, paying for goods and services and everything, right? International trades, also the US Treasury notes and bonds, right, are held by many nations. Anyways, the BRICS nations do not like this. There's rumors that they may even come up with their own currency, a new currency, maybe a digital currency, a CBDC, right, that the BRICS nations will use instead. So this has a lot of people worried. Now, I don't think this is going to happen anytime soon. Getting off the USD standard is going to take some time, but this could be the beginning of the end. Even Robert Kiyosaki have said this too. Robert says a lot of things, but, he said this about a month ago, how they may announce a gold-backed crypto. US dollar will die, trillion of US dollars will rush home, inflation will through the roof, buy gold, silver, Bitcoin to 120,000 by next year. So there are a lot of people that are very worried, obviously, about the BRICS nations coming up with something else and getting off the USD, right? So if that happens, if this is the start of the end of the USD, well, then, of course, it's a great time to be loading up on Bitcoin. You need something that isn't controlled, okay? Isn't controlled by any nation. Non-sovereign crypto, okay, that is actually controlled by the people. Decentralized completely for the whole world, right? What better reserve currency than Bitcoin? What better asset to hold when there is turmoil around financial markets or currencies in general, right? So that is a major reason. Now, speaking of BRICS nations, right? Russia obviously is a big one. And I saw this. So Putin can't actually attend the summit himself because there's like an international warrant against him for his arrest. So he actually had to like live stream into here. But he did say that he's ready to end this war unleashed by the West. So what does that mean? I think this is the first time, maybe not the first time, but this is a bold statement that he wants to end the war. Does that mean he really wants to end the war? We don't really hear about the war much at all anymore. There's a lot of people that's talking about all the billions, the hundreds of billions being sent to Ukraine, but I don't really hear about the war. I like all news about the war suddenly stopped, even though it's ongoing. But it would be absolutely fantastic if there is an end, obviously, right? Especially for those of you guys that live in Europe, supply chain, issues and food because Ukraine is a big exporter of food. I mean, food prices should come down. Obviously, energy prices should come down if this halts or stops, right? I don't know. Maybe he's just saying it and has no intention of ending the war. But if he's saying it and he's really looking to end, and there could be some, I don't know, peace talks in the future, that could be very bullish as well. Not just for Bitcoin and crypto, but for entire industries, entire markets around the world, right? Also, yeah, that could be good. Very good. Very good indeed. Other things that people are paying attention to besides the BRICS nations that could be a catalyst for Bitcoin to go up. Number one is NVIDIA. This really has nothing to do with crypto, but NVIDIA is kind of like the poster child for like a hot tech company these days because of their involvement with AI. AI is so hot, and in order for AI to work, all the algorithms need to be, needs to be running on top of GPUs, basically created by NVIDIA, right? So their earnings is coming out after hours. Last time they had earnings, it was spectacular. They jumped up through the roof and actually spurred a tech rally the day afterwards, right? So will the same thing happen today? I don't know. They're already above $1 trillion. They're at $1.12 trillion. So they're they're one of the top tech companies of the world. So are they going to have another rally? If so, after hours, that means tomorrow and Friday, we could have a tech rally, which would be good overall, right? So we'll see if this happens. And then, in a couple days, see, there's a lot of stuff going on. In a couple days, at Jackson Hole, Fed Chair Powell will be making another speech, right? Now, this guy says he will say a whole lot of nothing. And I agree. Usually Powell says a whole lot of nothing at all his press conferences. But a whole lot of nothing is done on purpose because he knows everyone will scrutinize and read in between the lines on everything he says, right? And usually he just gives enough, just a little sliver of his thoughts, and people go with it and they derive whatever they want from it, and then something happens to the market, right? So I think the same thing will happen again. Last time he spoke at Jackson Hole, he said a whole lot of nothing, but people interpret it as a very hawkish stand and sent markets crashing, right? Maybe this time around, he'll give more of a dovish stand because there's no reason to be more hawkish this time around, right? There's no reason for another rate hike, but he may think otherwise. Maybe he wants another rate hike. I don't know. So we got this to look forward to on Friday too. Maybe he could be a little dovish. And if so, markets will rally, right? So this is something else. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff right now, right? A lot of geopolitical macro stuff that's happening. Quite interesting. This is an interesting time for sure. But what about Bitcoin, right? So right now, Bitcoin is still doing its thing, not doing a whole lot, moving sideways, right? But here's the thing. I always talk about the fundamentals, right? This is definitely part of fundamentals. The network effect, right? And the miners, they're mining Bitcoin, the ones that are powering the network. Did they go away? Did they shut down? Are they getting discouraged? The answer is no. The hash rate is at an all-time high right now, despite the fact that Bitcoin is hovering around 26,000. Did they leave? No. Right? The network, the network is the strongest it's ever been in Bitcoin's history. Okay, and what does that mean? The more hash rate, the higher the difficulty, means that the network is more secure and not prone to attacks. Bitcoin's network is arguably the securest network on the planet because it has never been hacked before. Right? It's basically impossible to hack because to do a 51% attack on Bitcoin, you would need a massive amount of mining power to be able to do so. And it's just, You can't even do that. You can't even accumulate enough miners to be able to do that, even if you wanted to. And it gets harder and harder every single day as the hash rate and difficulty goes up, right? So this is fantastic. So the miners, they know this is not time to be leaving. They know that it's a race till the end. There's only 7% left to be mined. And each one is going to be invaluable in the future. Each Bitcoin could be over $1 million 10, 15, 20 years from now, right? So why would you give up now? It doesn't make sense. You don't want to transfer that wealth to someone else, right? It's the same thing for retail investors, which is why, again, when things are low, it's a great time to be buying and accumulating because we all know Bitcoin will be much higher in price later on, right? So you got to take advantage of it. But of course, there's other major things to look forward to. Odds of a SEC approving a spot Bitcoin ETF is better than 50-50, according to Marathon Digital, who is also a miner, right? But other analysts think it's way better. Could be more like 75% chance to get approval, right? So that's also coming within the next 4 to 5 months. All the deadlines, the ARK Invest spot Bitcoin ETF deadline is in January. BlackRock's in March, right? So not too far off. Again, these are huge catalysts, and it's better to get in now than later after things start skyrocketing, right? So there's that. Also, just from a chart perspective, this is kind of funny, but it is and it isn't. It's just really obvious. I've shown a lot of charts, and when you zoom out, you realize, this is just how it is. There are periods where it just gets scary and you go sideways, right? When you zoom out, you don't really realize that there's a lot of dips and valleys, right? But overall, you're going sideways until you're not and you move upwards, right? It's going to be the same thing this time around. It's no different. History is not repeating, but it is rhyming. And the reason why it rhymes for Bitcoin is because the fundamentals keeps getting better and better and better and better. And ultimately, it comes down to supply and demand. And supply keeps decreasing and demand keeps increasing. It's just, if you don't trust anything else, just trust that. Supply and demand, okay? Demand is going to keep on going up as the world embraces Bitcoin, blockchain, decentralization, right? And supply will keep decreasing due to the halving events and due to the long-term holders that keep on accumulating and DCAing. Here's another chart, technical chart. This is measuring RSI, which I actually brought up yesterday. The daily RSI is extremely low, extremely oversold. Another reason why to be loading up on Bitcoin. You see, the last 2 times the RSI on a daily chart was this low was when we had the COVID crash, okay, and the low of 2018. The last 2 times this has happened, Bitcoin was below $4,000, right? So think about that. We are at that same point, that same oversold level, and we haven't seen it since. Not even after the FTX crash have we seen RSI this oversold on the daily chart. Think about that. All right. Also, Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, is saying that they will be definitely adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. Now, Dave Portnoy, he's on and off, and he was Mr. Safe Moon back in the day. Okay, so I was not a fan of that. Hey, it looks like we're wearing the same color shirts. But, this guy's, I don't know if his intelligence and genius level must be high. And that's because, in case you guys didn't know, he sold Barstool Sports for $515 million to Penn Sports. And Penn recently sold themselves to ESPN because they want to get into betting, sports betting. And they didn't know what to do with Barstool Sports. It was preventing them from making that happen. So they sold it back to Dave Portnoy for $1 freaking dollar. So he bought a $550 million company that's actually arguably worth more, evaluated close to like $850 million for $1 freaking dollar. Okay, so just think about that for a second. I mean, I don't know what kind of genius level he's at, but that's just crazy. Okay, and if he's going to be adding Bitcoin to his balance sheet, right? Awesome. Even better, right? So that's pretty cool. What else? A couple other things. European markets are seeing large inflows into their ETPs, which is not the same as ETFs, but pretty similar. Pretty similar. Exchange traded products instead of funds, but they mimic, it's like a basket of crypto, or they're trying to mimic some kind of correlation with Bitcoin and Ethereum and others, right? But ultimately, we want those spot ETFs, spot Bitcoin ETFs, and then soon spot Ethereum ETFs. We want those to come, right? We want those. Actually, the very first spot Bitcoin ETF launched in Amsterdam for Europe. I believe that happened already. We have some in Canada already, but we really need to see them in the United States. It's going to make a big, big difference. Wall Street is here. The money, the trillions upon trillions is here, right? There's going to be an influx unlike anything we have ever seen before. And then last two things, SBF is supposedly, according to his lawyers, is surviving on bread and water because the jail that he's staying at cannot provide a vegan diet for him. Well, I don't know what to think about this. Like, are you supposed to care about that? Right? I'm sure he can still survive on the food they're serving him. He's just choosing not to eat it. He's choosing to eat bread and water because he doesn't want to eat the goop that they're giving him. But I don't know. His lawyers are complaining that he's not well, and he also isn't getting his Adderall for his other issues, right? So now they're arguing, he needs to be released because of these reasons. Is anyone shedding a tear? I don't know. Does the judge care? I don't know. I really don't. All right. Last two things. This is for Doge, even though it's not the greatest thing. Someone just, I think this is Elon's mother, May Musk. I think it's his mother. If you're a dog, X is the place to be, right? And then Elon replied, X is a dog and Doge friendly place. We have not heard Elon talk about Doge in a long time. What happened to the integration, right? What happened to the crypto wallet and all these things that I don't know if he directly promised, but I guess hinted at or whatever, things that are leaked out. Still, we have not heard anything about Doge for a long time. And I don't know if you guys remember the Dogecoin millionaire. Now he calls himself Slumdog Millionaire. So his $3 million in Doge, which I believe Graham Stephan at the time told him, hey, take some profits, take it out. The $3 million has now turned into $50,000. $50 is still substantial, and there's still a chance it could come up, but still, this is what happens when you don't take profit, and sometimes you write it down, right? It happens. But the good news is, if he didn't sell, there's still a chance it could come up. But what is Elon doing about it, right? He talks about Doge all the time. Well, he did talk about Doge all the time before, but now he's like really virtually silent about Doge, right? And we still don't know if SpaceX sold off the Bitcoins. The Wall Street Journal about the report about SpaceX sold off like $400 million to the Bitcoin. Is that true? He hasn't responded to that. No one knows. No one knows. All right. Who's this guy? Governor Doug Burgum, injured playing basketball, may not attend the first GOP debate. That's never a good thing. Not be able to attend because you got injured playing basketball. Can't you just stand on crutches or something? I don't get it. It seems like that's an important thing, right? That you can't miss. I don't know. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right. Let me scroll up here. Hi from Algeria. Hello from UK. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Let's see. Aliens made me forget about the war. There certainly is a lot of stuff about aliens all the time now. Let's see. SBF gives us vegans a bad name. Completely understand why he is protesting. Well. Doge is dead in the water. Hello from Slovenia. Welcome. Greetings from Orlando. Hey. There's no questions, just all greetings. Hello. That's fine. I'm fine to take a break. I was thinking about like during Q&A section. I used to do this on screen. I would have the live chat scrolling so then people when they're rewatching this non-live, they could actually see who I'm addressing. So I'm thinking about doing that. But it's a pain to set up, to be honest. Do you think Solana goes to 1,000? Probably not. That's 50x from here. So no, I don't think so. You should have some music in the background. I have tried music before. A lot of people just don't like it. And plus, I don't know what kind of music to play. Can you explain how and why Quant was not affected by it? It's refusing to go down, probably because it's held by businesses that don't care. Quant is a B2B play. It's a crypto created for businesses to utilize their like overledger system, which allows dApps to be created. So that's probably why. Who is your closest competitor for ETH? In your opinion? I don't really have one. No one is really close. It's like asking who's the closest competitor to Bitcoin. Like the distance between first and second is so large, it's not even competition. And unfortunately, that's how it is with Ethereum right now. There's just no one else that's close. Which do you think have more potential, Cardano or Matic? I don't know. I think Matic still has more potential, but Cardano loyalists, holders are definitely much stronger. So that could make up the difference and could be I don't know. This is the reason why Cardano's at number 7 and Matic is not. Alex, greetings from Colombia. Do you think Grayscale ETF will be approved this week? No, I do not think so. I don't think anything's going to be approved until next year. right before the halving event. Have you heard of PayPal suspending and selling crypto in UK in October? Any reasons why? I did hear about it. I don't know why. Probably because they're trying to upgrade their system to support their new stablecoin. That's probably the reason. They announced it like a few weeks ago. There's some green today. A little bit of green. A little bit of green. Obviously, last night I covered about all the BNB FUD. And they're coming back up a little bit today. Let's see if Bitcoin can gain some momentum. Today, NASDAQ is doing good. If NVIDIA reports spectacular earnings, tech will rally hard tomorrow. So that's coming in after hours too. And that should help bump up everything else. Who's the closest competitor to Tesla? In China. In China, there's a lot of EV companies that's actually doing quite well. Outside of China, there's no one. No one. Out of Europe, no one is close. In North America, no one is close. So Tesla's biggest competition is in China. I forgot the name of the biggest competitor. BYD? Yeah, I think it's BYD, backed by Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Bill Gates, they all hate Elon. That's why they're investing in that company. So that's their indirect way to try to take down Tesla. And Bill Gates still has a massive short on Tesla. You know, those guys, I don't know what it is. They're jealous of Elon or something. You figure everyone just gets along, but no. Can you speak on the InGen and Infinity merger? I actually didn't know that. They're trying to merge the two. Infinity is supposed to be, it's a side chain on Polkadot, and it's supposed to be a chain all about NFTs, right? So I didn't know about that. China's not banning Tesla. Tesla's biggest gigafactory is in China, and they're about to release their new Model 3 in China. So, no, they're not banning them. Whoever's spreading that rumor is just spreading rumors. When NFTs get hot again, Soul Breakpoint, Con in October as well. So many good things happening in October. I don't know if Solana's Breakpoint conference is considered a good thing in October. But I'll give it to you, I guess. I don't know. And Tole is going to be in Austin next month for the Permissionless conference. So next month, the two biggest conferences are Token 2049 in Singapore, which a lot of projects are going. I actually wish I could go. In fact, I could go. I just don't want to go on a plane, to be honest. And my house is almost done completing. Is almost completed, so that's why I'm not going. But the other big conference is in Austin for Permissionless. And, of course, there's Cypherpunk. But I wouldn't consider that one of the bigger conferences. Sol always dumps after Breakpoint. I don't know what they're going to announce. Solana, still try to recover from all the FTX drama, I guess. indirect drama. And then, you know, the other, I don't know, like Radium and what's the other one that they have? All these DeFi projects in Solana. I don't know if they're getting much volume. I know their NFTs, I think, are still okay with driving traffic, but I don't hear about any killer dApps or anything on Solana either. It's not just them. There's no killer dApps anywhere. But even their DeFi, I think, is pretty weak. No, JC, I'm not bullish on algo at all. In fact, you could say the complete 180 of that. Elon could lose 99% of his money and still be a billionaire. Is that true? Yes, because he's worth like 200 billion. So even if he lost 99%, he'd still have 2 billion. Yeah, that just shows you how much money he actually has. That's kind of crazy. Are you going to Rare Evo? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Like that's also, I think, next month in Denver, Colorado. It seems like a small event with Cardano and VeChain, but then like I asked Sonny, he's like he might not even go to the conference. So really, the main speaker is going to be Charles there. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to announce, but I don't think I'm gonna go. There's just too many. You know, travel kind of sucks. I do like travel, but it's just a pain in the ass. Bullish on teletransportation. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Is it XRP ETF coming? No, I don't think that's ever going to come. I don't know. I guess never say never. Come to Amsterdam. I would actually love to visit. I stopped by Amsterdam before, mainly because I forgot where I went. I went to Paris before when I was a teenager, and we had to stop in Amsterdam. I still remember that airport, but I never really traveled in Amsterdam. I would like to. I think next year I will prepare myself to travel a lot more, to a lot more conferences in Europe, in Asia, and North America, and start traveling more. This year, probably not so much. What's with the new rumor about Robinhood listing XRP? They certainly could. They kind of took a knee to the SEC and just like started listing everything, even though they weren't even asked or sued. But yeah, maybe they list XRP again. I live 10 miles away from Amsterdam. Good. How many BTC do you own? Let's just say a lot. I'll show you around in Amsterdam. Seems like a lot of people are in Amsterdam. Good. All right, guys. So overall today, you know, Bitcoin is still 26,000, moving sideways. Some of the alts are picking up. You know, we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Will NVIDIA pick up the U.S. market? What is going to happen on Friday is probably going to be dovish, right? And long term, what is BRICS up to? Are they going to decimate the U.S. dollar? All these reasons and why you should be loading up on Bitcoin, all right? And tuning in tonight to find out what else is going on. 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.